Hey everyone, Namiri here, and today I'm going to be showing you a brand new, another 5x5 piston door. This is probably going to be the last, probably not going to be the last one, but, Discord ping moment. Yeah, it is 351 blocks, which is pretty small, and I do know that there's like 1,000 of these in existence, and honestly, I don't even know how original this is. I don't know if a design like this has been done before, but I didn't really copy off of anyone, but a lot of the circuits, like I think this storage down here is pretty generic. I think people have already done something like this before. I'm honestly not sure, but I'm going to show you it in action real quick. And this was actually really difficult to build. I think this little storage toggle down here has been done before. I'm not sure by who, but I think I remember some door has used a toggle just like this. I do not remember. Let's see, open. It takes around 10 seconds to open and close because of a terrible cobweb timer down here. But, you know, it does work. And a nice little thing about this door is I don't think it's locational. I haven't really tested it, but it does work in 1.11 and higher, which is kind of pointless because who the hell plays on 1.11? Maybe modders, I have no idea, but... And also, even then, the door is really slow. Why would you ever use this? It has one block of sand, which there was actually a note block here, but I realized that sand can actually fix that. So yeah, it is, as you probably know, I mean, you probably don't know if you're newer to this channel, but I made a 378 block 5x5, but the issue with that door is that it was pretty much just Emmett Joe's 5x5 with a different bottom. It was not very original. I think this one is a little bit more original because I didn't actually copy off of anyone. Even if a lot of the circuits here are kind of generic, that they're kind of like, it's one of those circuits, like this one down here, it's kind of the only way to do it. I mean, there's probably other ways to do it, but it's like, it's kind of self-explanatory. It kind of just makes sense, which is why a lot of them use the same storage, I believe. Now, here, this one has a lot of the blocks removed. It has like barriers and stuff so you can see a little better. Here's an action. Yeah, but yeah, there's a cobweb timer down here. It makes it so it takes forever. I don't know how to limit it so it like doesn't take as long, but honestly, I don't really care that much. I just wanted to see if I could get this door to work. I guess I'll give you a quick explanation on how the door works a little bit. Now, the top was, I'm not really sure which part was harder. I think the top might have been harder because, well, first of all, the double piston extender, for some reason, was super difficult to me. Well, the thing about the double extender is that when you close it, you need to make sure that it doesn't retract all the way. Otherwise, the triple piston extender won't extend all the blocks. But on the opening, you do have to have it retract all the way, so you have to make a stupid toggle. And the way I did that is I have like a little T flip-flop type thing here in this observer. Right here powers it from this double extender circuit. And the top pistons are powered with a piston. As you can see, there's kind of like an observer chain that goes around like this. The piston, the top triple extender pistons are actually powered from the bottom. I'm not really sure how other doors do it. They probably do it kind of like this. But yeah, and then the storage is it's not like the 504 tops. It's actually, instead of a double extender on this side, there's a single extender on this side and the doubles on this side with no storage. But yeah, the way it works is that there's a redstone block, observer, one ticks this, and then a 3-tick powers this piston. I think there's an observer under the repeater to power the piston again. As you can see, that's kind of how it works, and this piston stays down, and then the 3-tick retracts, or the 3-tick turns off to retract the storage. It works basically, It works basically like any other door with this, almost any other door with this layout. I know like the first 468 5x5 by Megatech, I believe, used a different sequence, but I'm not completely sure. Bottom is, the bottom you actually need to power it twice, which the way I did that is I used a minecart cobweb timer thing, where This torch updates the observer, and then the cobweb will, or the minecart will fall down, turn off the pressure plate, and power it again. Double extender fires from the storage. Basically, when this storage fires on the second pulse only, basically the way it works is that this this piston will retract, and this will power this storage right here on the second pulse. And only the second one, because you don't want it to fire on the first, because it will mess everything up. And then this right here is actually the toggle to prevent the double piston extender from retracting all the way, kind of like this part up here. But as you can see, the way it works is that when it's closed, it actually moves this observer out of the way, because the way it works is that this lamp there's an observer down here, which normally extends the piston and causes this to retract, but since when it's closed, the redstone block is in its up position, and it basically prevents this observer from doing anything, so it doesn't retract all the way. But when it opens, the redstone block is down, so the observer is free to power this piston right here. And this observer right here is powered, it basically just detects when the storage is moved. It kind of goes down like this, and that's how the last double piston extender is powered. And this observer right here does a little double pulse thing. It powers the side pistons, all of them, and then then these observers detect, since this piston spits out, it actually causes a double pulse, which I move up here, and it powers this line twice. And then from the storage, or the double piston extender storage, there is an observer with a sticky piston, which actually powers the top layer of pistons, and then this vortic powers this little hopper timer thing, or monostable, which causes the bottom two triple extender pistons to fire. You kind of see how it works right there. And then the sand, the reason why this is a sand and not an observer is because if I used an observer, it would actually power twice, and it would cause a bunch of problems, so that's why this is a sand. Power rails, and the interesting thing about the storage up here actually is that I used an observer to power this bud power this dropper. So because the thing is that you need to have an updater from this line to the middle layer of pistons so it can power this one down here. That's why there's two powered rails there. It's just an updater. And the observer, since I can't fit, I have to have that there, I use the observer to bud power the dropper to do the toggle for the double extender. And I think I explained pretty much everything. I mean, it's not an in-depth explanation, but it's kind of just a rough idea of how the door does what it does, I guess. I'm not really sure. And now this part down here, what it basically does is it prevents the storage from actually pushing up all of this crap. Because the problem is that if there was no toggle here, this piston would power it would power when all the storage blocks are in, and then it would actually push all of this up, unless you have like a movable up here. So there's an observer coming from here, the start of the door, which pushes the piston in position like this, which is the actual layout. And then on the second pulse, it pulls it back because it doesn't actually need to extend. And then it makes it so that this block won't get pushed up by this piston. I think that is everything I pretty much needed to show. Everything, just power rails causes the first pulse, blah blah blah. This solid block right here powers the hopper, and that causes the storage to fire and causes the double extender to fire on this side. I guess that's really all I need to say. I'm really bad at explaining things, so I'm sorry about that. But I think that's all I really need to show. I'll show you in action one more time. But like I said, I do not know if this door is original at all. It could be, like someone else could have probably done something like this. So if I did forget to credit someone, please let me know. But this is kind of just like a random, for fun little door that I did when I was bored. And I think it turned out okay. I think it's pretty cool that it works down to 1.11, even if it's kind of pointless, but, you know, it is what it is. This is what I created, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys later. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Bye.